MBI.com. This is John's report is for the 27th of July. Friday's action was pretty much in line with, holding up the support area. And we see the action from that support obviously having an impact here. Big bounce in futures. We'd already seen the orange beginning its move decline, and we were reasonably within that rejection. So it hadn't quite gotten to the minus 23 or what. If I bring that up here so you guys can see a minus 19. It's right at the beginning of that range where we're always looking for our pop, so to speak, from a theoretical oversold construct. The issue is that we never dipped below the red line, so there was never any full distribution. It was just mostly wait and see attitude. And clearly, people have waited, they've seen, and they've decided that, we got no other choice. So, what else are you going to do with your money at this particular stage? The CPI, hasn't bounced as much as everyone's expected, even including myself. So we'll see if that continues to play out. And that's secondary, though, to broader implications, if there's a slowdown in the economy. Big drop in oil, no reason why that I've been able to find, but now you have Iran fighting with Ukraine. So maybe that's a shift from the U.S. Obviously, the peace, quote unquote, Stalin attacks while the fake negotiations happen again. And imagine this is going to be the modus operandi. It'd be we'll stop negotiations, we'll get them fade. Once the oil's low enough, then they'll resume and it'll pop back up again and start the cycle over again. And we've been doing that since this whole thing started. So no shock with that. That's exciting news for the euro, though it's sort of been range bound, still excessively high, and that's the Trump, premium that they're paying. It's not that the eurozone is producing anything; they're not doing so great. From a gold standpoint, not enough for a spark of activity. In fact, it was pretty strong from a short spike view. It's just going to take some recognition, and we may not see it until we start to get fall prices for food and stuff relative to shortages unrelated to just oil, fertilizer, things like that. So we'll see. It's a matter of wait. But easy enough for us to follow the signals. It hasn't triggered yet. So Bitcoin staying on the plus side of the 23%, right up against the edge of it there on Friday. Then it's going to trade back and forth to that weakness. But here's where you see it on the 50K. We break out of the range. So that's a huge net positive. So you got forced short covering within that construct. And we can see it here with the NBI white rising along with the magenta, but bulls just overwhelming shorts in this particular case. And we'd already seen the start of it on Friday there before the end. We had our orange dipping, and I always talk about this one that below that 7.5. It's usually a warning zone that you're about to get a potential. Usually what you expect at this particular stage is that your price is closer to zero. When you're not, it's what I usually look at and say, hey, you've got a bit too much buying within what should be a short configuration. And once you get that dip there and you haven't seen the price decline to match it, you got issues, at least from a short standpoint, but definitely from a positive bull side of things. So that worked out beautifully. Here's what it looks like from the gap up, and pretty much filled the test back of the initial pop from that open and has regained even more support here in the European session. So everyone's excited about the potential of peace. And it's fine. I mean, it'll last for how long it'll last. Maybe, something gets worked out. Who knows? We look at what happened intraday on Friday. You can see nice little step downs to the 0%, pop-ups, return back to the 0%. Every time the NBI white lead was there. And then once magenta got back over, it was fairly decent ride all the way through. And then they just filled it back in, covered out the positive extremes, and then late in the day, it was just like a washout, and it just pretty much cleared everything. And then you have your breakout. So I have this yellow line marked. There's part of the code that I'm adjusting with it that will change where buy entry is and utilize some of those moves to zero where we already could see that we've had a significant move that has consolidated. We already know where we're likely to break out from. So that's generally what you're seeing from that. Anyway, that's long and the short of it, but all good. Anyway, anything relevant, I'll put in the team chat. Have a good one. Trade well.